Hi everyone, Shahrouz lahiji is here with another training on VMware NSX-T. In this video, we'll go through NSX-T installation. If you like the content, subscribe to the channel and also hit the like button to get notified when we add a new video. Before jumping into the demo, let me explain some of the NSX-T basics. VMware NSX Architecture is comprised of three different planes: management plane, control plane, and data plane. NSX-T Manager is responsible for management and control plane. The data plane is located on ESXi host and edge nodes. To start setting up NSX-T in your environment, you need to install NSX-T Manager first. And because of high availability reasons, we actually installed 3 NSX-T managers and form a management cluster. This way, if one manager goes down, then the other 2 managers can do the job. So we start by installing one NSX-T Manager virtual appliance, and after that, we add another 2 managers, form a cluster, and assign a virtual IP or VIP to that cluster. In terms of requirements, we can install NSX-T Manager virtual appliances either on ESXi or KVM hosts. We need at least 4 vCPUs, 16 GB of RAM, and 300 GB of disk space. These numbers depend on the deployment size that we will discuss later. And finally, each NSX-T Manager needs an IP address to communicate over the network. So prepare 3 IP addresses for NSX-T managers and 1 for the virtual IP address, 4 in total. So let's jump into the demo and I will show you how to install NSX-T from scratch. First, I'll log into my vCenter server, right-click on a cluster and choose Deploy OVF Template. Here I select the NSXT 3.1 OVA file that I downloaded from VMware website before starting this video. You can find the link for downloading the OVA file in the description of this video. Then I give the appliance a name and choose the folder that I want to store NSX-T Manager virtual machine in vCenter. After this, I select the ESXi host for the actual installation. On the next page, we can review the deployment details like extra configuration that comes with NSX-T Manager appliance. Next, we should choose the deployment size. For the production environment, it is recommended to choose between medium or large based on the size of your environment. If you have less than 64 hosts in your environment, choose medium, or if there are more than 64 hosts, choose large. You can also see the resource requirements under the description of each size. The extra small option is only good if you are planning to deploy NSX Cloud and Cloud Service Manager or CSM. I'm going to choose small because it is designed to be used for training and proof of concept purposes. After this, I go ahead and choose a data store for installation of NSX-T Manager. Next, I choose the port group to connect NSX-T virtual NIC. We usually connect NSX-T managers to management network. Here, on Customize Template page, we have to configure passwords and network configuration. As you can see here, the password need to have certain complexity, like minimum 12 characters. You can also read the full criteria in this box. First, we set a password for root user, which will be used to log into NSX-T Manager appliance operating system if we ran into an issue and want to troubleshoot. This account is not being used on a regular basis. Next, we configure the password for admin account. This is the built-in administrator account for NSX-T Manager. Finally, we set the password for audit, which is a read-only account on NSX-T. We also have the option to change the username for admin and audit account. I leave them as they are. Under optional parameters, I don't enter any password and leave it blank. After setting the password, we should configure the network setting. First of all, I set the hostname, which is NSXT-MGR01. We also have an option to configure the role for this manager. If we want to deploy NSX Cloud, we go ahead and choose NSX Cloud Service Manager. Or if we are planning to run NSX Federation, we go ahead and choose NSX Global Manager. For sake of this installation, I choose the ordinary NSX Manager. Next, I set the IP address, subnet mask, and default gateway for this NSX Manager. Name resolution and time synchronization are also critical for NSX-T, and because of that I configured DNS, domain name, and NTP server address. Finally, I enable SSH on this NSXT Manager and leave the other two options as they are. The final section of this page is supposed to be used internally by VMware. So we leave all the boxes blank and click on Next. On the last page, I just quickly check the configured values and click on Finish to start the deployment. This deployment takes a bit of time, but I speed up the video so we wouldn't need to wait long. Alright, now when the deployment completed successfully, we need to power on the appliance. After powering on the appliance, you should also wait so all the services start successfully. We usually have to wait around 20 to 30 minutes for this first boot to get completed. Okay, now after around 30 minutes, the appliance booted successfully and I open a browser and entered NSXT Manager IP address. This is the main interface that we work with on NSXT. I log in with the admin username and a password that we configured during the installation process. Then on the main dashboard, I click on System. On the left panel, I choose Appliances, and here we can see the NSXT Manager appliance that we have deployed. I always check the cluster status, which should be stable, as it is now, and then I click on the View Details to check the status of services on NSXT Manager. As you can see, all the services are in up state and everything is green. So now that we have the first NSXT Manager up and running, we can continue with the second and the third appliance and build a management cluster. But before that, we should add the vCenter server, which we will go through it in the next video. I hope this video was informative for you. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.